Hi, teacher. I will try to get an answer about the first question that you post in Canvas. Well, the first is how is important the teaching speed in our public institution. Well, I consider that it's important that the public institution give English class everyone student or for all students because the English is the second language that the people speak around the world, and this is the part of the globalization because in the future I consider that the all countries uh, around the world they must speak English in the future because it's part of the globalization because the English open many opportunities to get a job or to work in many companies that stay around the world because for example the call center they are a company that works with the many countries around the world and they need to get the people that speak unless two language. Well, concluding with the second question is the oral communication address in a public institution in our country. There are four factors that influence. For example, the first one is conversational discourse. Well, in this part mentioned about the conversational discourse, it means that when someone asks you if you speak English, it means that if you carry a conversation rationally and competently, because when they ask this question, they asking the if you want to practice with him or with hers in many play because in our country is rarely that the bilingual people speak English in a public place because they feel worse and sometimes they thought or we thought that it doesn't matter to talk with someone else in English language because we feel like a high level of the community around the people us and then there are another factor that influence there is accuracy and fluency. Well, I consider that these two parts of the factor that influence in a public institution, the most important I consider there is the accuracy because they may part of the grammatically, phonological, and the usage correct of the word because the people think or the people thought that it's better to talk rapidly or fastly, but I consider, in my humble opinion, that it doesn't matter to talk fastly because when someone spoke spoke English, mm, sometimes they don't speak with the correct way. Um, they try to spot with many words that is incorrect, or they thought that in this context it would be right, but it's wrong because I already know that accuracy is part of the or speed is or skill to saying that. And another the fluency is like to talk with the fluency, natural fluencies. Like in this case, for us, it will be the español. When we talk in Spanish, we can talk with the fluency that natural and a conversation with someone else. And then there are another factor that it is effective factor. Uh, Effective factor is the language that you ego your speech. Someone, many people say that if you get or if you had a good vocabulary, it will be the knowledge that you had in your mind. But sometimes the people who had a lot of knowledge, sometimes they don't want to participate in a classroom, or they thought that this doesn't matter to talk with someone else to demonstrate what they know. So in this case, it will be an effect that is important in a public institution because in occasion many students that come at the high school, they don't want to practice when someone else because they thought that his classmate didn't know what they mean or what they say in this case. Another, it would be the interaction effect. The interlocutor, the difficulty to action to evaluate. For example, in the public institution, they make a task or a simple task for the student, and they will be developed with the score that they wish. There are another question that is important for us. That is mention the factor proposed by Brown that affect the student most in the public institution in our country. Well, I consider the most factor that it will affect to the student in a public institution, it will be stress and rhythm because the stress slide the intonation about the word. And I already know or how everyone know that in the public institution they are a teacher, English teacher that is not his subject. Maybe they have to study another subject. It will be mathematics, I don't know, but the institution will put to give English class knowing what is the subject that he will be developed in his institution. But for they it doesn't matter because they just to put to get English class is not important if the teacher know what he had to teach in this case. And another factor that will be effect in this case, it will be the colloquial language because is we don't know what is the culture of United States. We didn't realize what word we had to have in our vocabulary. Only that. Another question is, well, what time classroom the platform was? I consider the type of classroom that I like most. It will be the interpersonal classroom because when we come to study at this high school, we sometimes feel tired. We feel sometimes stressed, and when the teacher asks, "How you feel?" or "How are you?" we feel the necessity to express what emotion we feel. In this case, for me, is the type of classroom that is most effectively in a public institution. It will be the most important for me. That is all. Thank you.